Hi, I'm Jaiya, New World sex educator and creator of the art of female self-pleasuring. I'm also a somatic sexologist, and this is day 1 of my 101 days of self-pleasure. Today I began by looking at myself in the mirror. And as I looked, I also touched each body part. And I tried to notice, and then noticing what I was noticing. I really tried to be non-judgmental and just observe my body. But of course those thoughts come in of like, oh, I don't like that, or oh, this body part is this. And one of the big things I noticed is my breasts being different. I'm still breastfeeding, but I noticed that they're much lighter. They're not as dense as they used to be. So that's just one thing I noticed, and trying not to put a good or bad on it, but just something that I noticed. Then I got into the shower. I'm lucky to have a steam sauna here, which I don't indulge in enough as a new mom. So this is one of the things about my self-pleasure that I'm really excited about, is this feeling of indulgence in myself. And so while there, I put geranium oil in and had nice smells, and also did grooming of my whole body. So shaving, and doing lots of soap and suds and washing my hair and just really feeling like I'm adorning myself as I prepared. Then I noticed when I got out of the shower and I looked in the mirror at myself again that not having hair on my genitals is actually a turn on for me. And just noticing that that was building a little arousal in me, being able to see my genitals. Then I went upstairs to my love loft, where I began by looking at myself again, just really looking at my genitals and locating all of my anatomical parts, or my sexy parts. So looking at the hood of my clitoris, looking at my clitoris, the head, the shaft, locating the labia, the inner labia and the outer labia, locating the entrance to my vagina and the urethral opening. One of the biggest things that I noticed in this non-aroused state was that the opening to my vagina was open. And this was when I was kind of engaging my abdominal muscles, so I was holding myself up. So I put a pillow underneath myself so that I could completely lay back and relax. And when I did that, my vaginal opening closed a little bit. So this was one discovery, and something important, because as I went along, things changed. So I self-pleasured and got myself to about a medium to high arousal almost right before orgasm, and then looked again at all my sexy parts to notice how they changed. So I noticed that my clitoris was more engorged, that the color had changed, and also noticed a flushing in my cheeks when I looked at myself, my face in the mirror. And then also noticing that my vaginal opening was a little bit more closed, but things had changed in color from like to a pinky reddish color, so there was some life happening. And then I went all the way into orgasm and looked again and noticed that my vaginal opening was all the way closed, like really, really tight looking. And I could also push out my G-spot and see my G-spot. My urethral opening had a nice little ring around it of erectile tissue, so that was also swollen. And my clitoris was also larger and more pink. Again, everything just looked more full and red and pink and delicious. And I was really inspired to do this, look at myself non-aroused and look at myself fully aroused, and then after orgasm, by a woman named Sherry Winston. And she has an awesome book called Women's Anatomy of Arousal, which can help you locate all of your sexy parts. And I was on conference call with her when she shared this, and I thought, well, that would be a great way to start my self-pleasure exploration. So once I was finished with this, I went down and closed my session by putting lotion all over my body and getting ready for this. And so here I am, post-orgasmic on day 1. Thank you so much for joining me. You can find out more at 101daysofselfpleasure.com or my website, newworldsexeducation.com. Thank you so much, and I look forward to day 2.